Creo Parametric 4.0, Lesson 16, Part 2. We're going to continue working on our spring, but what we want to do is have a second version, another complete different part. So File, Save As, and I'm just going to call this one HK for hook. Save a copy. I'm going to close this one and open up my other part. It'll look the same. I want to get rid of the two cuts here. Return it to its original helix. Make sure my part is shown correctly, and I think we'll go and change the color of it. Oh, maybe not. And let's see if we make it a little bit darker. Now again, it says metal, so if I turn it into generic, I have the choice of changing the highlight on it. And I'll change the color a little bit too, since it's a little much. I have to admit I have a hard time figuring out what color to use, because I'm trying to get it so that it displays correctly when we select things. At least that's going to be my excuse. All right, so there's our part, which should have the same properties as the other one did because it's a direct copy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a hook on it. Start off at the small end down here. So I'll go into my standard orientation, and basically I'm going to create a sweep on the top datum plane, or using the top datum plane I should say, and sweep it around here, making sure it's the same diameter, of course. So I'm going to go up and select my sweep command, not helical sweep, just sweep, and sketch. And we will sketch on this datum plane, top. And we're looking down on the top of it. And what I'm going to do is going to select my center and ends and pick somewhere in here. I'm going to lock it on here. And, oh, didn't get it. Try it again. Going to select here, come out and lock it on here. I'm still not getting it. That's something to do with my cursor, my mouse. All right, so center, ends, and then back over to here. There we go. So we have a radius value there. That's going to be for the first portion of the sweep. If we wanted it to lock on over here, could try putting on some other references. So I'm going to turn the model and see if we can get it to be without this dimension. So I'm going to start off with references and select the edge and the loop, or the surface and the edge. So close, and now I'll click, and let's say, well, you know what I'll do? Let's try a different type of arc. Let's try the 3-point. Let's pick here and pick the origin and pick again. So that works a little bit better, as you can see, because I've got it locked in and there's no dimension, which is nice. So check and continue. We want to resume, and we see our arrow is over here, and we really want the arrow to start at this point. So I just clicked on it. I'm going to zoom up, and we want to then have this is the sweep. We want to be able to use this edge here to sweep it along. So I'm going to get the section, and you can see it's highlighted right now, right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and select project, which uses the edge, and I'm going to move this over, loop, and select the surface, and it should pick up all the edge. Close, check, and there's my first sweep for the hook. All right, now the next one, we want to continue out from there, but we want to use the right datum plane here. This one. We want to use this one as our sketching plane for the trajectory for the sweep. So I'm going to click sweep, go into my datum again, sketch. It's going to be on this sketch. And if I click 2D, we'll see where we are with this. So basically, you can see we want to come out and in this direction here. So I'm going to start off with my center arc. Lock it in here. And I want it to go right at the 90-degree position. And then the next one is going to be a line. And the last one here is going to be a center arc again. Like so. You can see it's coming out from there. So now, basically, we want to do the exact same thing as we did before. We're going to check here. We're going to resume. And we're going to go into the section. We will also pick project, loop, pick the edge here. Didn't look like it picked it up. I'm going to go in and select references. I want this to be a reference, and I want this to be a reference. Solve, close. Now, I'm going to try project one more time, and if it doesn't work, I have another method, which I'd like to show you anyway. It still doesn't look like it put the edges there. Let's see if it did or not. Previously, what we usually do is if you can't get something to work, instead of using the edge, use the references of the edge and then put a circle in there. So both methods should work. So there's really nothing going on. So right mouse button, circle. See if you can get it to go in the middle. No. I'm going to check. It's incomplete. No, I do not want it to end. So I'm having a hard time picking up that edge. You can see the first time it was easy to do. So let's try it again here. We're going to go and project. And I'm going to try single. Hold on my control key again. Close. No, it still didn't want to do it. That's kind of interesting. And I got a feeling I know what's wrong, but let's see what happens here. I'm going to come out of here and see. See, I went a little too fast. This starting point, it thinks we're way up here. So I want to click on that. Remember, I did it for the previous one, but I forgot here. And now I'm going to be okay because it knows that this is the origin of that particular position for the section. And you can see I've already created it because I had previously done it, but it wasn't displaying because it had the improper start point. Well, that was easier than I thought to fix. So if you go too fast, you might forget and put the start point at the wrong side, and then it won't allow you to use that circle, the edge, as the section to drag along it because it's on the opposite side. All right, so the other thing on this here is putting in a little cut and extrude, remove material. I'm going to select this as my sketching plane, sketch, and I'm going to just put one line in from here at an angle. I'm not sure what, I think the angle was 60 degrees. We can leave it like this for now. And I'll do 60, see what happens. Do 30 and see what happens. No, too much. I want it to go down in here. So 45. So we're just cutting the tip off here. And it looks like I should go out farther, so I'm going to delete that. And I want the tip to be out here instead. That's what I did wrong. So now, check. And you gotta rotate this around a little bit and you'll see that it's only cutting one side. Like so. And we want it to cut through all on both sides. Check. And we have our tip ground for the hook. Now we've got the other side. We're going to do something very similar, almost exact. So we're going to go and click on sweep. We're going to go and get our sketch going. And we're going to sketch on the same datum plane. People say, well, wait, don't I have to offset a datum plane over here? No, you don't. Actually, the trajectory is just showing the direction it's moving in. So you can put your section or select a section anywhere and it'll move in accordance with that trajectory plane. So we've selected this here, sketch, like so. And basically what we're doing is we're coming from here to here. Now, if you turn this, you get a little confused because you say, wait a second, where am I with this whole thing? Okay, way down here. No, we're not going to worry about it because we're going to pick up a piece of geometry that already exists. So my sketch here, again, let's see, what did I use last time? I think I went and I used a 3-point arc. And if I pick up here, pick up the center, and go out until it is such that when I click it here, okay, I got 0.91, and I think this is supposed to be 90. So it really didn't attach itself over here, but I've got the correct dimension in. But look at where it is. Kind of confuses people at first. So check and resume, and we're going to go and create or select our section. And you know, I'm going to go back because see what I did again? Here's my beginning of my trajectory start point. I want to make sure I go back over to here. So almost did the same thing wrong twice in a row. All right, so we are working on this end, and we will select project, loop, so and so, and you can see it shades, check, and check. Oh. Failed to regenerate. That's interesting. So what did we do wrong? You can see what happens when you do this. It gives you a little regeneration failure. So let's go back over and test it, see what happened. Edit the definition. I was wrong. See, I flipped it and I shouldn't have flipped it. This is where it's supposed to be because it's out here. See, even visually I was going, oh, it has to start over here. No, it doesn't. So the visualization here, be a little careful because we are sketching our trajectory over here, but the starting point really is right here. So we're okay. Should have left it alone. So there's our first one. Now we'll do another hook. And we're going to be coming out in this direction. So sweep, go and get our datum in our section. We're going to be sketching on this datum plane right here. And we will go like so. And basically we are coming out in this direction. Out here. With our sketch. So let's take and do our 3-point arc again. I don't like that. Getting a little odd. Well, it's a 0 dimension. 0 is okay. I want it to just be aligned and not show a dimension at all. So let's try another one. With the 4.0, there's a bunch of little things that they've added that make sectioning or modeling or creating your sketch easier to select points and references. But sometimes it's picking up the wrong thing and you don't realize it. So let's go and put a couple of references. Let's select this and the edge, solve, close. And now let's see if it picks up anything any better. And while I'm at it, let's flip the sketching plane. And we will turn off our datums. And how about going into no hidden line? Well, that's a little bit light. How about just shading? So you can see where we are now. I think shading with edges is still going to work better. So I flipped it so that I could see it a little bit easier. I'm actually going to be coming out in this direction now. And we'll go into our 2D. And let's try and see if that arc will work this time. Still picking up these weird tangencies. I don't like that. So I'm going to go center end and see what happens. Center ends. All right. Line. And center and end again. This is new for 4.0. When you put your cursor someplace, it'll give you this little alignment line so you know where you are. You don't have to just click and then have to change a dimension. And there's our thing. I won't bother to change the dimensions like I did on, I didn't change them on the last one either, last hook. So we're going to finish the trajectory, resume, go into my section, and the section in this case here, zoom up. Again, you know, there's the way of using project, which works very good, obviously, or the old way is to get a couple of references like that, and then put a circle in there. See if it works. No, I'm not getting a circle. So maybe my other method worked better. Let's see if it does this. References. Got the edge. I got the surface. Close. So it's not allowing me to pick it up. So again, let's go back to our project. Click on that. I know what I did wrong again. You should be screaming at me. What happened? There's my stupid beginning point again. So the start point has to be here. Well, at least we're doing the same thing wrong over and over again. And now, if I wanted, let's see, if I wanted to put in a circle. So there's my circle. So at least I showed you a different method of getting the section defined. So and so. And lastly, you're supposed to cut the end to make it a pointed end also, like you did on this side over here. All right, that concludes part 2.